Okay, so it's just going to be a little bit of a talk of what I have to do to. It's kind of showing you an average kind of day in the life, in a week, showing you guys what, at least for me, being low income means and stuff that you have to do to maintain financially and other things. It's a lot of manual labor. Well, not a lot, but I'm just saying this is basically a life without a lot of convenience, where you have to do things kind of on your own all the time, even the boring stuff, most of the time at least. So, for instance, I make my own beverages with an old school machine that is sometimes not cleaned well because I just don't want to deal with it. There's more dishes. Like, I feel like I do more dishes than maybe the average individual because I don't eat out really ever. So I have to make some of my foods from scratch for sure. So there's oftentimes dishes either to be done or that's drying. We just use an old school, drying rack, and that's it. I had made some. It tastes okay. It came out okay, but okay. Now it's like, no, I don't want to show that. Never mind. It's getting to the end where it does not look that great. Let's see what else. I was washing my brushes that I use for my face. And so, like, a lot of folks would have more brushes, especially women. For me, it's like, no. I do have several, but I have to wash mine frequently so it's ready for the next use. And that's a little bit annoying because it can be a little time consuming and just boring stuff that you have to do over and over again. Because I just use regular hand wash and water. That's it. I don't use any ready to go store bought solutions. Nope. So yeah, there's that. Basically using anything that can be used. Even if it's something looks basically used, like this one for instance, there's still a bit left. So I'm gonna see if I can get the rest out somehow. I'm buying off-brand a lot of the time for any of my materials. This is like a random off-brand. There's like some body wash, Suave. Yeah, that's my body wash. That's for something else. Don't have that many chargers, because I can't afford it. So I have to make sure not to lose too many of my chargers. Using things multi-functional, sort of. Like, maybe sounds gross, but honestly, I'll most likely wash this at some stage and use it as a regular mug. But for now, it is going to hold stationary. Sometimes getting stuff at Dollar Tree. So and sometimes I just have to deal with finding an alternative that, quite frankly, I don't necessarily like, but it does the job. So Dollar Tree has these notebooks. I'm not really a fan. They're okay, but it's just not, I'd rather not have something so flimsy. So that's where I get my notebooks, a lot of my notebooks, Dollar Tree. This one's another one, another notebook. I try to do good things, right? It's just a lot of kind of housework when you don't have much of an income or low income. It's like when you're not at your job or getting money traditionally, then a lot of the times your time is spent doing other things. Oftentimes that's household. Like this laundry I have to do. I think I do laundry about once a week, once every 2 weeks, because I don't have that much clothes. So that's the laundry there. It looks like a lot, but that's a mix of a bunch of things, towels, jeans, shirts. So I've got basically that, and then I've got going to so I don't know, I want to say I have about like 20 articles of clothing, maybe a bit more, because I donated. Even I'm sure some of these do not fit technically. So that's about the clothes that I have. And then I've got a bunch of undergarments, which I won't show, but I'm good on that. I've got this is where mostly kind of at home clothing, shirts, bottoms, shorts, that kind of stuff. But that's basically all the clothing that I have. And then you add the undergarments and stuff like that. Even with decorating, you have to be kind of creative, because, for instance, I did not have an actual vase. So I found these lying around, and it came to my mind, these will go together, fake flowers, and I think it's a water bottle. So that's kind of how I decorate sometimes, because I don't have a whole lot to decorate with. I just use large bins, which is not smart, but again, when you don't really have the money for alternatives, that's how I organize things, is just large bins. And just